So hey there, welcome back to the video for Use in Tech YouTube channel. And in this video, we'll be talking about why should you apply general formatting to Power BI data. So starting out the video, users can use general formatting to make it easier to Power BI to categorize and identify data, making it considerably easier to work with. So what are the differences between different views available in Power BI desktop? So there are three different views in Power BI, each of which serves another purpose. Report view. In this view, users can add visualization and additional report pages and publish the same on the portal. A data view. In this view, data shaping can be performed by using query editor tools. Model view. In this view, users can manage relationships between complex data sets. So 29th one is what are the various versions of Power BI, Power BI Desktop, Power BI Service, Mobile, Power BI apps for iOS and Android services. Devices. 30th one is explain the building blocks of Microsoft Power BI. The important building blocks of a Power BI are as follows. Visualizations. The first one is visualizations. So visualization is the process of generating charts and graphs for the presentation of insights on business data. Data set is a collection of data used to create a visualization, such as a column of a sales figure. Data set can get combined and filtered from a variety of sources via built-in data plugins. Reports. The final stage is on the report stage. Here there is a group of visualizations on one or more pages. For example, charts and maps are combined to make a final report. Dashboards. A Power BI dashboard helps you to share a single visualization with colleagues and clients to view your final dashboard tiles. A tile is an individual visualization on your final dashboard or one of your charts in your final report. 31st one is what are the critical components of the Power BI toolkit? The critical components of a Power BI are mentioned below: Power Query, Power Pivot, Power View, Power Map, Power QA. It's like question and answers, I think. So 32nd one is what do you mean by content pack? So a content pack is defined as a ready-made collection of visuals and Power BI reports using your chosen service. You would use a content pack when you want to get up and running quickly instead of creating a report from the scratch. So the third one is defined by directional cross filtering. So by directional cross filtering lets data modelers to decide how they want their Power BI desktop filters the flow for data using the relationships between tables. The filter context is transmitted to a second related table that exists on the other side of any given table relationship. This procedure helps data modelers solve the many-to-many issue without having to complicated AX formulas. So to sum it up, bidirectional cross filtering makes the job for data modelers easier. So the 34th one is what are the three fundamental concepts of DAX. The first one is syntax. This is how the formula is written. That is the elements that comprise it. The syntax includes the functions such as sum used when you want to add figures. If the syntax isn't correct, you will get an error message. Functions. These are formulas that use specific values, also known as arguments, in a particular order to perform a calculation similar to functions in Excel. The categories of a function are time, time intelligence, information, logical, mathematical, statistical, text, parent, child, and others. Context. There are two types: row context and filter context. Row context comes into play whenever a formula has a function that applies filters to identify a single row in a table. When one or more filters are applied in a calculation that determines a result or a value, the filter context comes into play. 35th one is why and how would you use a custom visual live file. So you will use a custom visual file in the pre-packaged file does fit the needs of your business. Developers create a custom visual files, and you can import them and use them in the same way as you would the pre-packaged files. 36 one is what are some familiar sources for data in the get data menu in Power BI. A few familiar data sources in Excel are Excel, Power BI, Desert, Web, Text, SQL Server, and analysis services. So 37th one is what are the categories of data types: all, file, database, Power BI, Azure, online services, or other. So 38th one is name some commonly used tasks in the query editor: connect to data, shape and combine data, group rows, pivot columns, create custom columns, query formulas. 39th one is what do you mean by grouping? Power BI desktop helps you to group the data in your visuals and chunks. You can, however, define your groups and bins for grouping. The use control plus click to select multiple elements in the visual. Right click one of those elements, and from the menu that appears, choose group. In the groups window, you can create a new groups or modify existing ones. So 40th one is explain responsive slicers in Power BI. On a Power BI final report page, a developer can resize a responsive slicer to various sizes and shapes and the data collected into the container. will be rearranged to find a match if the visual report becomes too small to be useful. And I can representing the visual takes its place, saving space on a report page. 41st one is what is query folding in Power BI. Query folding is used when steps are defined in the query editor are translated into SQL structured query language and executed by the source database instead of your device. So that was all for this video. Thank you for watching this.